Good evening, everyone. What a real pleasure it is to join Temple Israel of Hollywood and all of you in honoring my dear friend and an angel in this city of angels, John Rossoff, on his well-deserved retirement. For the past 30 years, Rabbi Rossoff has helped bring congregants and members closer to God, to Torah, and to Jewish tradition through an unwavering commitment to lifelong learning and community. You have been the heart of this community and one of the hearts of this city. Thank you so much, and happy retirement.
Abraham, Moses, and Rabbi John Rossoff. These are the great Jewish leaders from old time.
Guys, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, we're just working on your tribute film.
You're comparing me to Moses and Abraham?
It's not comparing, it's top three.
Abraham, Moses, and me?
We thought maybe it would help the live auction.
Should we add Gold in My Ear to it?
Just tell the story. 30 years and I get these guys?
Story.
That's sage advice.
The story. What story is he talking about?
John Rossoff was born December 13, 1949 in Los Angeles at Cedars, which is now associated with a different religion. He was raised in Brentwood, went to Leo Beck Temple, everybody loved him. Even the animals. He was a curious little boy, and wait, how long is this video supposed to be? 10 minutes. And he grew up.
It's the time of the season.
Yes, folks, this is your rabbi. He first met Barbara when they were counselors together at Camp Aloni. Did he have a crush on her? Who wouldn't? And who could resist him? Apparently, Barbara. Which he did for 10 years until they met again at a Jewish singles Hanukkah party in San Francisco. Much had changed. He was a rabbi. She had her MBA. It was the 80s. Love prevailed. They were married. John became an associate rabbi first in San Francisco, then in Washington, D.C. He participated in protests. He learned his trade, more protests. He and Barbara started a family. They were happy. Then the call came. Temple Israel lay in ruins.
Guys, really?
Fine, membership was down. Financially, we were struggling. John was one of several candidates interviewing for the job.
I first met John when he was here for his interview.
I arrived early, as I always arrive early to everything.
And I said, "Who is that? How old is he?" Because he looked like he was going to have his bar mitzvah.
And he was so handsome.
John was a good-looking young guy.
John got the job, and it wasn't just for his good looks. And after a tough negotiation...
There was no negotiation. It was take it or leave it.
John and Barbara were coming home. One small issue...
We did not have a day school up until that time.
And when I came, they said, oh, by the way, next fall you have to create a day school. And I said, what? That we had to start from really the ground up. Every person mattered. It was one person at a time.
Adeline Katz was the first hire as head of school. She was the pioneer.
I was the pioneer.
Eileen Horowitz came next. She was the builder.
I was the builder.
And now we have Rachel Lewin. She was the dessert topping.
Really? The dessert topping?
These three ladies grew the school into the thriving institution it is today. And this was John's superpower. No, not his good looks, his other superpower. He had a one person at a time theory of building. Take an idea and build it up one person at a time. Jane Zuckerman became executive director, and John convinced Sherry Fredman to take over the preschool.
Ta-da! I'm here!
And with that philosophy, the temple grew. John had a great nose for leaders, identifying people and getting them invested in the mission of the temple. He and Barbara became parents at the schools. Their first 10 years at the temple was a period of excitement and growth.
I have the distinct honor of being the first bat mitzvah that Rabbi Rosov ever did at Temple Israel of Hollywood. He constantly inspired me and kept me engaged in Judaism through what are often really difficult years.
In 1993, the temple hired a dynamic young associate rabbi, Michelle Misagia.
He called me dynamic? I like that.
John, true to form, responded enthusiastically to her ideas. Tashlich at the beach, chavurot, and a minyan service on high holidays with a vibrant, youthful, slightly rock and roll feel. John began to focus the temple more and more on Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. The annual Christmas dinner at Hollywood United Methodist Church garnered his wholehearted support.
Big Son is one of the things I'm most proud of.
The temple wanted to do a mitzvah day.
So I asked David, would you lead mitzvah day? And he said, what's that?
And I said yes, and I have forgiven him for that.
So he did it the first year. I think there were about 300 people involved. The next year it was double that. And finally, it got to be so big.
We moved from being mitzvah day to Big Sunday and worked with the mayor and became an independent 501c3.
David is still the maven at it.
And none of that would have been possible without the great support and love and hard work and encouragement of John.
In the aftermath of the Northridge earthquake, when Messiah Baptist Church in South Los Angeles was damaged and had to be closed, John offered longtime friend and co-clergyman Ken Flowers a place to worship with his flock when they were most in need.
I said, Ken, do you have a place to pray this Sunday? He said, no. I said, come here. So for the first and only time, there was a Christian Baptist service in our chapel.
That's John, always stepping up. In 2007, Rabbi Josie Hudson was hired and the dream team was complete.
We were voted Rabbinic Trio of the Year. Wait, that's a lie. Who wrote this?
With John's support and guidance, Josie set upon reconceiving the religious school and deepening the temple's social justice agenda. The temple was firing on all cylinders. Things were going great. And then...
CBS News Special Report.
We are in the midst of a serious financial crisis.
2008. No one saw it coming. Members were struggling to pay dues and tuition.
The financials of the temple reflected a very, very serious financial shortfall.
Translation, we were
The temple was in grave financial danger. What should we do?
How about a complete and total renovation of the temple?
The rebuild, folks. There was only one man who could guide us through those narrow straits. Seeing a pattern here? John said it would be okay, and it was. It was more than okay. We thrived. In his final 10 years at the temple...
Guys, I'm retiring. I'm not dying.
Sorry. In the last few years, John focused on passions that inspired our community and the larger world. A lifelong connection to Israel led John to take numerous trips of congregants to the Holy Land and to assume leadership positions in J Street and Arza. John wrote about the things that inspired him, even as he was still inspiring others. John's legacy of leadership and love for this community is deeply ingrained in our congregational history. We owe him so much. We're lucky to have had a 30-year love affair with a man who always seemed to know how to make us our best selves. Thank God he answered that phone call from the temple 30 years ago and turned to Barbara and said, "We're going home." Thank you, John, for all that you've done and all that you do.
Congratulations, we love you.
Thank you, Rabbi Rosa. We'll miss you, Rabbi Rosa. Thank you.
John, you understand me? I worked with you very long time. The name from you, Mensch.
I think it's been a great match, and I was lucky because not every rabbi has the good fortune to find a community where they feel so much at home in, and I did.
Thank you, John. We love you. We'll miss you. Please never stray too far away. We may still need you.
Mazel tov, Italy! L'chaim!
And he's still cute.